Hello guys and welcome to my YouTube channel once again. In this particular video, I want to analyze Boom 500 index and until we get a very nice setup that will help us make some good money at the end of this trade. All right, so in this on this chart I have I'm on the weekly time frame, because I've seen something very nice on the chart. As you can see, there's a point market got to about 4 weeks ago and 4 or 5 weeks ago. Then the market started selling massively to the downside, and the market is going back to that same point. So there's a very high chance if we can, analyze the market on time and wait for the market to get there might be a possibility to make some good cash out of the market from it. Um, we use the past we use past events to determine to predict what's going to happen in the future. Like we all used to come to this chart to analyze. You can see the market has been selling here previously. The market was selling, and then after a change of character and break of structure, market started buying to the upside. Now currently the market is at a point. Previously the market sold from this point. This is a swing point in the market. Market sold from this point. Let me place these lines at this point on the weekly time frame. Yeah, you can see that market sold from this point massively. After breaking down here, came retested here about 2 times, then sold. Since then we had this corrective movement, impulsive correction to the downside before the market changed direction. Now the market is at that same zone again. Look at here, this is the week. What we are seeing now on the weekly time frame makes us feel the market is already at that zone. But on a daily time frame or much lower time frame, you will see the market is not yet at the week. That is at the tip of that. I need to place this horizontal line at the tip. Yeah, so market is actually approaching, is almost hitting this zone, which we expect some sales to the downside, but there are some things we need to see on a lower time frame that will help us determine if the market is actually going to sell or not. All right, so but there's a chance the market might continue buying up to the upside, because when you are only predicting, nobody is certain when analyzing the market. You are only predicting. So based on the predictions we have, the market, after hitting it, came back to this level, then it has gone back up. There's a chance it can go up, and it might go above this line here, this strong resistance zone, then buy above, come back to retest as support, then continues buying to the upside, because there are so many gaps to be filled. Looking at this, market has to fill all this. So we only want to see what will happen when the market gets to this zone, how it's going to react to it, if it's going to reverse, or it's going to break above it and then continues buying. All right, so we have to go to the daily time frame and look out for key levels and trend lines and structures the market is from, because those are the things we can use to determine what the market where the market is headed and what it is currently doing. I might need to put a trend line here, but this horizontal line might just be kind of irrelevant at the moment. This horizontal line might be irrelevant at the moment because it's too far from where the current price is. I do not even expect the market to get back to this point anytime soon, even in the next 3 weeks. All right, so let's go to the daily time frame. All right, on the daily time frame, we have something that looks like a structure, but it's not too clear, because the line, if we want to place a trend line, considering, let me just a trend line right here. If we want to use a trend line, looks like it's going to sweep it up. Let me see. Okay, so we can just place a trend line like this and see what happens. Then we duplicate the trend line and put another one here, so you can see the structure that the market is actually forming at this point. So the structure the market is actually forming at this point. Okay, you can see the bullish structure that the market is forming. All right, it is approaching that line. Now on the daily time frame, we can see there is a space. All right, so let's mark out some key levels in the market on this daily time frame. This looks like a key level right here. Market sold and bought around that point. Considering what we have right here, you can see the sales. Market sold from here, now bought from here. You can see, then came back try to sell from here, and also, but that's a key level there on the chart. I'll want to leave that line at that point. Okay, so now can I find any other key level that is close to the current price? I'm not sure there is any at the moment, except this zone right here. I can find a zone here. You see, like I used to tell you, wherever market bought and sold, or where we have wicks and closing, where market close and open on a higher time frame, like the daily time frame, is a strong zone. You can see this zone here. Market has been selling, market bought to this zone, reversed. You see wicks, we have this. It means this is a strong zone too, to be recognized, on the daily time frame. So I'll have to put another line right there. That's a very important line too. Need to important zone to be considered on the daily time frame. All right, so I have to go down to another lower time frame, like the let's go to the 4 hourly time frame. There's the 4 hourly time frame. All right. All right, so on the 4 hourly time frame, we can see the bullish structure clearly, and we can see where the market is headed, and the structures market has been forming. You can see the higher highs and the higher lows. So now what we expect is for the market to possibly hit this zone here. Let me get the outline to, is for the market to possibly go above here and hit this zone. Maybe you can just create a kind of a fake out, because this is actually the trend line that market was moving below. Market was guided on it. Let me see if I can adjust it a little bit. So you can see the trend line. So this is the trend line, and market has somehow broken above it. There's a chance that the market will come and hit here and then sell back down inside here as a fake out. Maybe on hitting here as a fake out, then it will still come back to sell inside. So we are only going to watch out and see what is going to happen. No one knows actually what's going to happen, But since there's a breakout here, there's a very high chance that the breakout might be a fake out. On getting to here, to this strong zone here, the market might sell back into the channel, and when it sells back into the channel, it might just sell and react to this line, then buys here, buys and touches this trend line again, then sells massively to the downside. That's what usually happens if you have been monitoring on the chart. Once market breaks out of a trend line and wants to buy back into the trend line, it buys on or sells massively, like what happened there. You see, market broke out of this trend line, then came back in. You see the massive buys to the upside. So I think the opposite of what happened there is going to happen here. Market to break out of this, gets here, then sells massively to the downside. All right. So for that reason, and you also need to understand that you see what we drew here, to be sure that what we drew, this trend line, was correct. You can see market has been buying from this line at this point and has been selling from this line. You can see the buys and the sells along this line. It's only here that it broke out. So meaning what we drew is correct. You understand that? So you have to be sure that the trend line you drew is correct, because whatever you draw on the chart is what determines, is what influences your decision making or your analysis on that same chart, guys. All right, so this is on the 4 hourly time frame. So on the 4 hourly time frame, we expect the market to do kind of, if the market can do this, hit here, come back, then to react to this line, then goes back to this trend line, it should sell massively to the downside. It should sell massively to the downside. Then let me go down to the 1 hourly time frame. All right, so on the 1 hourly time frame, you can see there's another trend inside now. Excuse me, there's something that looks like another trend inside. This particular movement here might determine if the market is going to change direction, like sell. Like, see this movement here. It's very important that we take note of this movement, guys. So if we can, the best thing you can do is to guide this movement with trend lines, because this is another trend inside this channel that we've already drawn. So we have to look for a line to guide this movement. Let's see if we can do something like this. We get some reasonable touches. we get some reasonable touches. You know, if I place this line here, it's still good. You understand? If I decide to place this trend line here, it is still good. But if I place it here, you see it gives us more touches. You understand? If I place it here, it gives us more touches. There is something we call counter trend lines, and while drawing trend lines, there are things we call counter trend lines. If you draw a trend line like this, and like this is correct, but at some point you can see the market can break out of the trend line, then it can continue selling until maybe it gets to somewhere here where if you are able to notice this other trend line to draw, the market will get to this one before reacting. It happens most times. So most times when you draw a trend line, have it at the back of your mind that there might be a counter trend line around it. But the best trend line now for this is this one here. If you have done mathematics before, you know when they say line of best fit, you know. So this is the line of best fit for this particular structure right here. And I would want to put another one on top like this. All right. So we have something like this. We have something like this. All right. So now, if the market, let me change this color. It's like they were trying to confuse somebody. And change them maybe to black. You know, to black. All right. All right. So now, if the market can break out of this trend line, it has been buying within this trend for a very long time on this 1 hourly time frame. So if the market can break out of this trend, then there's a very high chance that the market will then sell to the downside. But do not lose sight of those important zones to be considered. Yes, don't lose sight of them. So now on the 50 on this particular time frame, we can see what the market structure that the market formed around it. Remember my strategy, you have to consider market structure. You can see this is the higher high, the recent higher high, and this is the higher low it created. So if the market continues this way without creating any other higher highs and higher lows, then moves straight to this particular point and decides to reverse, I'd want to see the market going below this low first. The market, after breaking out, must go below this particular low here first, comes down, then comes back to retest where it has sold previously. It can decide to retest here if it breaks, or if I'm breaking out of this trend line on this particular line here, then it sells down to somewhere around here. So if it retests here to sell, it's nice. Or if on breaking out of this trend line, of this horizontal line, then it gets to somewhere around here, then goes back up, I would want to see it sell massively from this point. Guys, so that is just it. It's not any rocket science. If you just follow my teachings and explanations, you'll be good. Understand me? You'll be good. All right, so let's go down to the 15 minutes time frame. That's my entry time frame. All right, so what do we have there? You can see the market is still moving to the upside. So what we need to do is just to wait for those things I've told you to happen first on the chart before we swing into action. So the market is still buying. It might get to this zone, then react, then maybe give a double top based on the 15 minutes time frame, then sells to the downside, goes below here, retest, sells. But you should take note that if the market breaks out of this point, take note, because remember I told people, if the market breaks out of a trend line, most times you don't need to wait for a retest before you have an entry. The market breaks out, let's say the market buys till this point, then sells, comes to break out at this point. Be careful of this trend line here. If you want to sell, do not consider this low here or this other block, like this other block here. If you consider this other block thinking the market must get it before it spikes, you might be deceived. So do not trade because of this particular trend line here, except you can wait for the market to break below this blue line here and close nicely below it. If you can close nicely below it, then you can go in for a sell trade. Then you can target this other block right here and take some profit. But mind you that the main place I would want you to consider um, um, taking an entry is when the market really goes below this point. If the market can go below this point, then comes back to retest this zone here, comes back to retest this zone, this particular zone here. If the market goes below, good. If the market goes below this point, like I want to see something like this, let me just demonstrate what I want to happen. Market has to do something like this, maybe something like this. Then the market has to come back to somewhere like this. Then the market will then possibly continue selling massively to the downside. This is something I expect to happen on the chart, guys. So if I see this kind of opportunity, this is when I would want to trade. So you can wait to see this kind of opportunity before you go into trade, guys. It will really help your trading experience if you can be waiting for these things to happen. But do not forget that until that, I'm saying this, that is if the market does not create other higher highs and higher lows, if it continues just buying. But if it can create other higher highs and higher lows within this small space, here, I mean the before it gets to this black line here, this black line is a very strong line. I think I need to change the color so that once I see that, I will know this is a strong zone. Let me mount it with let me mark it with a red line, with a red color. I mean, the market can be dance creating higher highs and higher lows before it gets to this red line. Any day the market, or anytime the market gets to this red line after forming the another higher highs and higher lows, there's a very high chance that the market might not need to get to here before you go in for a trade. Just consider the market to go below the recent higher low, then coming back to retest where you have the recent key level in the market. The recent key level, after going below the recent higher low, wait for the market to go back to a recent key level. You can be writing some of these things down and be trying to monitor and practice them. It will help you. Then that's when you can find a good entry and expect the market to sell nicely to the downside. Guys, it's not difficult, it's very simple. It requires just some practice. Practice every day. Open your chart, practice. Kill that urge to make too much money while you are still learning. Some of you think you need to, there's one mindset you have. You don't even know this thing yet, and yet you want to make it your source of income, like you want to depend on it. It's wrong. While you are learning it, do not hope you are going to really be making good money from it, because it might influence you. You might be rushing to fund your account to start trading, even when you know that you are not good at it yet. You will make money from this thing with time, but you need to learn first. Kill that urge to make so much money. I know you have challenges, you have some things to do with money, you have problems to solve with money. But if you have that at the back of your mind, or in front of your mind, not even at the back, put that in front, then you want to go into learn trading, you will not succeed. You will not succeed. You end up blowing your account. You won't have the patience to learn. You won't have the grace to study these things, you know, because you'll be in a hurry. If you try a little and it seems that it's not working, you run away. You run away from forex for like 1 month, come back after, then come back later. You can run away for like 1 year, still come back, because you don't want to be focused, guys. So just kill that urge of trying to make money quickly, then try to focus. It will help you, guys. It will help you. Currently I can see a structure that is forming. This looks like a nice structure, but it's not clear on this time frame. This structure that we am seeing right here, you can see market was moving impulsively from this point to this point. Then you can see this movement. This is an impulsive correction. It's signaling a change in direction. But this impulsive correction will be more clearer if you go to a lower time frame, like the 5 minute time frame. I do not like going to the 5 minute time frame to trade boom and crash, but let's just see what happens if we go to the 5 minute time frame. So you can see the impulsive movement right there, and you can join this with the trend line. It's something like this. you know that's an impulsive correction right there. Guys, you need to learn how to identify these things on the chart. You need to learn how to identify these things on the chart. This is what will make you succeed with my strategy. Guys, my strategy works all the time and everywhere. But just know that there's not a perfect strategy. Sometimes you will lose, but your losses can never be compared. They are just very small, if at all. Like now, the market is in a correction, a corrective impulse. So there's a very high chance, these are my strategy works, if the market can come below this trend line, break out of this trend line, go below this particular low here. If it comes back here, I expect a very short sell, very short time sell. Might just sell down to this zone and then continues buying to the upside. Can just sell after breaking out, comes back to this level, can sell down to this point, then continues buying to the upside. All right, so that is just it, guys. It's very simple. If you want to enroll in my one-on-one mentorship so that I point these things to you the way you will see and understand and you know succeed, there's a link in the description of this video. Click on that link and you will be taken to my Telegram channel. The Telegram channel is where I post information and about my events and other stuff. Very high probability interested talks most times. So you need to go to that channel, join that channel so you can be getting those information, and you'll find my direct contact there. So you can contact me directly on that channel so that we can discuss your mentorship training. I have about three mentorship three categories for my mentorship training. So once you come, we'll understand which category you fall, then you go in whichever category you fall. There is a very big assurance that you will get the required information that will help you grow. Everything will just depend on you. All right, so just contact me as soon as you can. And also, like I mentioned previously, the free training shall be scheduled very soon, and once that is done, the information shall be put on the Telegram channel. So do well to stay in there. And meanwhile, if you've not yet subscribed to this channel, guys, please subscribe to this channel as soon as you can, and invite your friends to subscribe to this channel too. Like this video so that the algorithm can also help us share this video to others that are also looking for this valuable information. Share your thoughts in the comment section, guys. All right, so till my next video, stay blessed and peace out.